So before I begin this story, which is a real life story, I want to say that I hope that you all young men learn from my experiences. Because in this particular situation, the poor choice that I made could have got me killed. You ready? Here we go. So, I'm living in Raleigh, North Carolina at the time, right? And I'm staying with this dude, me and him, we're cool, and it's like, my career at that time was selling bootleg movies and CDs, right? So I'm the bootleg man, right? And we had this spot set up in Raleigh at this strip mall, a bunch of black people, shop there. You had a Rent-A-Center, you had a Chinese food restaurant, you had a beauty supply store, and there was a Food Lion grocery store. You had Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, it was a gas station, it was Subway. It was a couple of stores around in that area. So it was a very lucrative business. People may sit back and say, well, you sold bootleg movies, but I made a good living off of selling bootleg movies and CDs at the time, right? So, we selling movies and stuff like that, but we see that we're not going anywhere in life, and we want to change. So we both agreed that, let's move to like Miami or Orlando, let's move to Florida, and just get a change of scenery or whatever have you. So I knew a dude that I was cool with that lived in Tampa, and, we went to go see him. We wanted to go see him, right? Well, both of us knew him. So, we got, and I'm going to get to the point. This is a story being told. So bear with me. So we got, train tickets. We get on the train. Prior to me getting on the train, I got high as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because, from Raleigh to Florida is a long trip. So I got real high, I got real drunk, and I just damn near passed out, on the train. You know what I mean? And it was kind of messed up because I sat I sat next to this fine chick that I really wanted to get with, and we were, conversing and everything, and she was feeling me, and then she's like, yo, I'm straight up, she said it. Yo, you stink. You need to go somewhere with that. And from that day on, I really tamped down with the drinking and all of that stuff, right? So I moved to another seat or whatever. We got down to Orlando, right? So we got a hotel room right off of 95, right by OBT. If you are familiar with OBT in Orlando, and right across the highway was a strip club. So, that morning, we ventured out and we was really looking for different spots to set up, bootleg movies and everything. Like I said, it was a career for me. So we was really really checking different spots to see where we can set up our table and sell bootleg movies and everything, right? So we went to different gas stations and I got out hustled and everything, and I made a couple of dollars. So we were like, we might mess with Orlando. And then we went out to go see the dude that we knew in Tampa, and we checked out. He stayed in St. Pete's. That's where he stayed at, right. It's connected to Tampa. It's just like a couple miles long bridge to get from Tampa to St. Pete. So we went to visit him. We made a couple dollars there. Then we went to Miami. Make a long story short, the next day comes, and we spent the night, and I'm bored. It's nighttime. I'm bored. So we wound up going to the strip club across the highway where our hotel was at, right? We walk in, and the strippers, they not all that great looking, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple that's dimes, but of course you gotta have some good money in order to get with them, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo man, let's just go, cause it ain't working out for us, whatever have you, right? So we get back to the hotel room. I'm still bored. I want to do something. I want to get into something, right? Now taking heed. I'm young. I'm in my my mid-20s, and I just want to party, right? We already did our homework. We already know that, if we were to move here to Florida, it's Miami, because that's what we did, good at in Miami. We went to oh man, what's that flea market? It's a famous flea market. Rick Ross did his video Every Day I'm Hustling. We did it over there with Trick Daddy and Trina is from, in that area. I forgot the name of it, right? Dead in the Hood. So we chose Miami to be the spot to go to if we were to move to Florida. So I'm sitting here bored. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna take the rental car and I'm just gonna drive. So I wind up driving to this gas station, right? Now, this how long it's been, because there was still pay phones available, right? Seen this guy talking on the phone, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to figure out, you know, like, where do I really want to go? So I'm just sitting on top of the car. I'm bored. So I overhear this guy talking. You know, he's talking to some chick or whatever have you, right? So then he gets off the phone, and I don't know how we sparked up a conversation, but we sparked up the conversation, right? So this guy got gold teeth and everything. I know he's from the South. He's telling me that he's from Atlanta, whatever have you. And, you know, we start talking about Atlanta and all of that. And then I told him, you know, I live in North Carolina, this and that, so forth. And he's like, yo, so what's up? You know, what you trying to get into or whatever? And I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to have fun. He was like, yo, I just got off the phone with this chick, right? She said she got a bunch of chicks at her house and they not doing anything. You could come run with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, word? You going to see a bunch of chicks? He's like, yeah, I'm going to see a bunch of chicks. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come with me, you know, roll with me. So I'm young and I'm gullible, because when you talk about chicks, it's like bing, 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 bing. I get stupid, right? So then he says, yo, hold on, let me give them a call and let them know that you coming with me. I'm like, all right, cool. So he gets on the payphone, dials the number, and he's talking, right? I don't know who he's talking to or whatever have you. He's just saying, yo, I got another dude with me and he gonna come along, right? So he says, all right, he's like, all right, cool. So he hangs up the phone, right? So the Atlanta dude says, hey, listen, follow me, right? I follow him. So we go into downtown Orlando. I'm like, yo, man, we going too far away from the hotel. You know what I'm saying? Because my man, he's still at the hotel. I ain't tell him anything. And at that point, I don't even think we had cell phones. I'm not for sure. I just know that the communication was like, I know it was going to be difficult for me to communicate with him the further out I go. Out, you know, and like Orlando is spread out. So we was like going way downtown, and that's not where the hotel room was at. I was like 30, 45 minutes away. So finally we get off at the exit, right? We make this left, make a right, make a left, make a right, make a left, make a right. And I'm like, yo, I'm starting to get lost because this is a maze. We wound up getting to the apartment complex, right? He parks inside the parking space. So I park like right along with him. So he's like, yo, hold up, let me, you know, make sure that the chicks are straight or whatever have you. So I'm saying to myself, well, why I can't go in with him? You know what I'm saying? It just really like bugged me out. So he goes in there. Now taking heed, the apartment is right facing me. So 10 minutes later, I said, you know what? Let me back the car up. You know what I'm saying? So I went on the other side of the parking lot and backed it up, right? So I'm still looking at the apartment. I'm just on the other side of the parking lot, right? The Atlanta dude comes from the back of another apartment building up and taps on the window. He's like, yo, you know, you could come in now. I'm like, oh, word? He was like, yeah, you know, hold on one more second. So, you know, he goes back in there. And I'm like, yo, this ain't panning out too right? So what I did is I took the car and I parked in the middle of the parking lot, so I can see whether he was coming on the left hand side or the right hand side of me, right? He comes from the front part of the apartment where I originally was looking at. He comes from that part out and he grabs the door and he opens it, right? On my side. I'm like, so he's opening, he's like, yo, you got the door locked? I'm like, yeah, I got the door locked. He was like, yo, what's up? The broads, they ready, man. Just come on in. I said, yo, man, I got a gun under my seat, in which I was I was calling his bluff. I had no gun in the seat. I had no type of protection, no knives, no nothing. I was gonna be a straight up Vic if I would have fell for it, right? So he's like, now I know. My spider sense is going off. Now I know, based on his answer, now I know what's up. He's like, he's still trying to open up the door, and he's like, yo, why you not coming in? As if me saying, I told this guy I had a gun, and he's still trying to open up the door. So now I'm spider sense going on, or I'm like, yo, this guy got a gun. I peel off, boom, drove off, and peeled out of the apartment complex. And I'm saying to myself, let me floor this joint and get out of here. I wound up getting out of there. I wound up getting back to the hotel room, and I told, my friend what was up, and he called me an idiot, of course, because an Atlanta dude almost either tried to kill me or rob me. And I know what it was. He was on the phone, and he probably was telling his boys, yo, I got this Vic. I'm bringing them over. Get ready. Get the guns ready. Get everything. Get the duct tape. We gonna torture this dude. We gonna rob him. We gonna do A, B, and C. That's what it was. It was all a setup. So at the end of the day, man, my thing is, I talk about Atlanta a lot, and I'm telling you stories, and I'm telling you the things that I've been through, the small amount of time that I've been in Atlanta. And the people that I've confronted, it's a dark side to Atlanta, man. That dude tried to set me up. I know a setup when I see it. And off the rip, it just, man, the alarms went off when he came from another apartment. And then another alarm went off when he tried to open the door. Like, why would you open the passenger door? That's what he's trying to do, open the passenger door. Why would you trying to open the door and all you had to do was just say, yo, come in? He's trying to set me up. They was gonna probably rob me and take my rental car, all of that. And the moral to this story, man, is stop thinking with that head in between your legs and think with that head that's up here, man. Period. And it's just that plain and simple. Anything could have happened to me. I'm glad that I can assume that this is what would have happened to me if I had got out of the car and went with him inside the apartment building. I'm glad I'm alive to tell this story. And don't get it twisted, not all Atlanta dudes are like that. I'm just telling you my story. Not all Atlanta dudes with gold teeth and flashy clothes, because that's what he had. He got gold teeth and like flashy clothes. Had he not opened his mouth, I would have thought he was from New York, because that's just how flashy he looked. But once he opened his mouth and started saying shawty and all the rest of that, I knew he was from Atlanta. He didn't even have to tell me. But yeah, that's my story, man. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.